Hello. Hello, friends. Hello, my trusted friend. We've been together since we were 9 or 10. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. Hi. Okay, so I am in my car in Valencia, in a strip mall. I just finished doing a podcast called Broadcast Podcast with Kim Goldman and Jackie McDougall, speaking a little bit about mindfulness. I'm going to just do a quick grounding. If you would, uncross your legs and put your feet on the floor and allow yourself a minute to let go of all the things that are happening that are in your head that are pulling you 100 different ways. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Welcome to day number 7 of my mindful moments. And I'm doing this because I'm co-executive producing a mindfulness movement film. And I wanted to really experience mindfulness for myself because it's a word that floats up here that didn't mean a lot to me, and I want it to be tangible. And so I'm learning with it with you. I'm learning of it with you. So thank you for joining me. Today, my topic is going to be coming back. Coming back. And here's what that means. Today I went to do this. I drove a half hour, however long it takes to get to Valencia. And I got into the room and I said hi to the 2 gals that I know of, but I don't know really well. And then immediately they got the microphones and I wondered, what are we talking about? Because I hadn't read the notes that she said this is what we're talking about. But I got here on time, so I was excited about that. So anyway, we start talking and they ask me something and I start responding, and then I'm thinking, what are you talking about? In my head, as words are coming out of my mouth on the podcast, what are you talking about? What did she even ask you? What is your point? Why are you here? I mean, this chatter started and I was actually talking while my conversation was happening in my head. So I had 2 different things going on, and she was just kind of looking at me, the Jackie gal across from me, just kind of smiling, and it was so strange because I stopped. Literally, I said out loud, I'm sorry, what did you say? What were we talking about? I just stopped it and said that. And then while she was starting to answer, she took a breath, and I thought to myself, look at her mouth. Watch her mouth move. Look at her face when she speaks to you. Be present where you are and what's happening. And as soon as I looked at her mouth and I started watching her lips move, and I looked at her face, I connected with her and I started to hear her. Before, I was in my mind and thinking about what I was going to say. So I really came right to the moment and started listening to her. And our eyes connected. And I could feel how she was feeling seen. It was really cool. And how I was giving myself a gift, really seeing her, which was allowing her to see me. It was really magical. And I listened to her speak, and she started sharing about a conference she went to where they had to turn to the person next to them who they only spent like 15 minutes with and share with them what they see in that person. So a stranger looks at you and turned, and she said, I see that you're a bright light. I see that you're kind-hearted. I see you have so much to offer. And she was sharing these things about seeing this woman, and the woman started crying, and then she got to receive the gifts of what that woman saw in her, and she was just saying how moving it was. And I thought that was interesting, that that's what she was sharing with me while I was seeing her. I was able to see her because I stopped my chatter. And I'm going to call this one coming back, because every time we're out or we're spinning or we're out of the present moment, we can come back to the present moment and look directly at the person or the object or the animal or the tree, what it is, and let them bring us back with their beauty, with her full lips and her blue eyes and her red hair. She was so beautiful, and I got to see her beauty and hear her words, and then organically what I was supposed to share got to come out. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to try hard. As a matter of fact, when I did that, I left and was spinning and disconnected. The moment I let that go and came back. Last night I went out with a girlfriend who I haven't seen in ages, and I made the intention of listening because that's something that I'm working on. And I just sat and listened to her speak. And it was beautiful. I didn't have to think. I didn't have to fix it. I didn't have to say anything. I just got to hear her. And it was funny because she said at the end, all I wanted to do was be heard. And I just wanted to be around someone positive. Thank you for showing up in that way for me. And I was like, how funny that that was my intentions. The times that I wanted to jump in, I just honed in on her face and listened to her. So today, when you are doing anything, anytime you're doing something and your mind is not on that thing, if you're typing and you're not feeling the little letters or the bumps when you hit L or whatever the other one is, feel them. Feel that under your fingertips. Look at what you're typing. See how you feel about it. Are you bringing all of yourself to your note to the teacher? Are you bringing all of yourself to the person on the other line who's helping you? Do they know that you're grateful that they're helping you? It's like slowing down to be in the simple moments, and how much not only it changes me, but it changes the person who's receiving it. Because all we want to do is feel seen and heard and know that we matter. And one of the greatest ways you can do that is by giving that person all of your attention. I'm going to read the quote today from a guy named Vincent Bennett. I never know who these people are I'm quoting, but life is not lost by dying. Life is lost in minute by minute, dragging day in all the small, uncaring ways. Even though I'm having a hard time reading my handwriting, what I'm getting from that is when we die, life's not over. It's over when we're not living in the moment. And I will have to be honest, I'm living in the moment sporadically a few times throughout the day, maybe 5 minutes total, because my mind wanders and somebody pulls me and then I jump in the car, whatever. But I think as I remember to always come back. Last night when she was talking and my mind wandered, or I wanted to tell her something good I learned, or I came back to her mouth, and I came back to her eyes, and I came back to seeing all of her. Same thing in my thing today. I came back and listened, and then I could speak from the present moment of what was being said, as opposed to spinning and trying to be funny or do what's right. It wasn't very funny, but I did. A lot of great information came out that I'm going to go back and listen to and practice, because some of it was about my love plan I want to have with my husband. So that is that, people. Today, think, come back. Come back from my thought, come back from my spinning, come back from my negative self-talk, come back from my judgment, come back from my worry from the future, come back to being mad about the past, come back to the present moment where none of that resides. I'm going to do a quick prayer and then drive my ass back to Valley Village. Double V, what's up? Dear God, thank you for the simplicity of coming back. Thank you that just when I remember coming back, I can be back into my life, into the only place that matters, which is the present moment. Thank you for this journey. Thank you for this film that thrusted me into mindfulness and learning about it and experiencing it and getting it. Thank you for the people who are showing up for me to work with. And thank you for when things are so simple, just to come back and then you're not missing your life. I shower sprinkly angels and dust all around the people watching today. May they be blessed. May they feel connected. May they feel seen and heard. May I, and a special blessing to the world and our politicians. Amen. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me in a parking lot in Valencia. Have a blessed day. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. and hopefully have practiced, or I look like my grandma, or learned something new. I love you guys. Mwah.